Hello to all my fellow glorious Gaians. Thank you for joining me, Amber, on my channel, Guidance Through Gaia, where I do tarot pick-a-card readings. If this is your first time here, I hope that you find something useful or enjoyable in this video. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks for stopping by again. The greatest way that you can help me out, if you're so interested, is to share this video, like it, and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's get on to the topic at hand. We are going to be doing a reading that is called, What is Your Greatest Potential? And what I mean by that is it could encompass, your ultimate potential, but it could also just encompass the potential of a certain situation. That's going to be up to you to decide how that applies to your life. So we have 3 piles here. We have pile 1 with this character that looks like a geisha. But, that might just be traditional Chinese attire. I'm not sure. We have group number 2 with this woman who looks like she is foraging. And then there's this angel that looks like it has an instrument and it's flying on a bird. And then we have group number 3, which is this couple. Okay, so go ahead and choose whichever pile or piles you would like to, and I will see you there. Bye. Hello, group number 1. If you chose what I can confirm after reading the entry in the booklet for this deck is the geisha. So this is going to be your reading on what is your greatest potential. We are going to use these pre-shuffled oracle cards to get a feel for the situation, and then we'll use this tarot deck to get any further information about it, and then advice on how to reach this potential, and then pull a card from this affirmation deck for further encouragement. So we have the geisha here. You can see there's this looks like a moth and a dragon. The booklet also did indicate that this could be a male actor dressed up as a geisha. And the card itself is titled number 9, the actor, with the affirmation, I know how to act properly and wisely in this situation. I'm going to leave it this way though, because there's a lot of symbolism on there. Then we have Petunia with change. We have Selenite with clear the clutter. And we have card number 73, I believe, with Thanatos. I do feel that this is something fairly monumental for you, group number 1. And that it's something that's going to be done really in private. Maybe you are a private person by nature, or maybe you feel as if there are people in your life who would attempt to dissuade you from whatever you're pursuing. But with the actor here, that's somebody who's putting on a face. That's somebody who is adopting an identity that very likely does not relate to their own. And then Thanatos here with these spider webs. Thanatos was the Greek embodiment of death. And I just get this feeling that there are going to be some connections that are really just snipped away. We could look at this in the context of you might actually achieve status as an actor, whether that's in theater, Broadway, big screen, little screen. You know, this week we could take that very literally, especially since we have 2 cards here that can be connected to theater or to acting. Well, I guess theater, yeah. For obviously the actor, and then we've got Thanatos, which you could find in like Greek plays. This dragon right here, dragons often symbolize courage and luck. And so I think you're going to be somebody who sees an opportunity and you know really how to play the field with it. Moths often symbolize transformations. We've got Petunia with change here. Now in the book it clarifies that petunias were originally ignored and called just, I think it was petun or petin, which was like useless tobacco. But they became very popular when they realized they could create a lot of variations in the colors. And so whether you felt like people have treated you as insignificant in the past, or I keep getting like 7 of Swords energy in my mind, you know, just kind of like sneaky energy. And sneaky is not always bad. You know, I just feel like there's going to be something you're doing that's going to be under wraps that people aren't going to notice, or they're not going to understand the significance of it. And you've got Selenite, clear the clutter. So like I said, if we are talking about taking this literally, you might very well get into an acting career. This could also involve reaching a high level of success in another area. I'm just seeing like a lot of networking going on. You know, and it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I have a feeling like if you aren't already, you're going to come to know some very powerful people. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is definitely going to be about gaining power in a career. In a more general sense, though, to those of you who feel as if that may not apply, this is a radical change of your life. This is emptying out the people who are not good for you. This is leaving a job that's not good for you. It's maybe reshaping your identity. You know, if you've always been somebody who's like been a people pleaser, or a wallflower or something, you may finally be at a point in your life where you're like, I'm just ready to be me. I'm ready to find out who that is. And even if whatever this potential is not grand in the sense of like career, this is going to be grand to your life. Like you are just going to do a complete 180 group number 1. And I think you're going to find it very empowering and refreshing. I think a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of ideas are going to get left behind. And unfortunately, it sounds like to me, that's where they belong. You know, we can't take everything and everyone with us. Okay, so I'm going to see if the universe wants to give us any more clarity about this situation or any more information before we get advice on how to reach this potential. So do you have any other information you want to provide to us for Group 1's greatest potential? Well, yes, we do. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. It's something that is going to come in quickly, I feel. Yeah, this doesn't strike me as a move that's going to take a lot of time planning. It might be a long time coming, but I think when you finally get to the planning stage, it's just going to start happening. And it's something that you really feel motivated to do. It's something that is a strong driving force for you. The Two of Cups in reverse with the Star. So there's hope. This could bring you closer to connections that are more fulfilling. Because the Two of Cups here in reverse can talk about decision making or feeling stunted regarding decisions due to like our emotions regarding them. But a lot of times when I think of the Two of Cups, I think of like emotional connections. And with this Star there, it seems that whatever you've been lacking, you're going to move forward because there's this hope for you. There's this hope to build a new community. There's this hope to really embrace your creativity and your authentic feelings. You know, maybe you felt that they were suppressed in the past and you couldn't express yourself to others. And the Queen of Swords with the Ace of Swords. Okay. This to me means that your ideas are really going to be impactful. So for instance, if this has to do with a career, you are going to be in a position where what you say matters, where you have input, you have the ability to influence decisions. If this is like, I'm going to say, if this does deal with acting, I would say this would potentially put you in like lead roles. And in general, this just talks about like having a sharp mind, reaching clarity. Maybe right now you feel really fuzzy about who you are, where you want to go in life, what you're capable of, what's right, what's wrong, what's benefiting you, what's detracting from you. You're going to gain clarity. Absolutely, you're going to gain clarity about what action you need to take. And once you take that action and achieve that decluttering and that revamping of yourself for your life, it's going to offer you like a whole new perspective, group number one. It is going to be like a breath of fresh air. And that's no easy task, you know, like to change something about our lives, especially when it's pivotal. That takes a lot of courage, and I'm proud of you. Okay, so what steps can group number one take to reach this potential? The 10 of Wands in reverse. Let go of your burdens. If there are people you feel like, you know, oh man, I can't move because it would upset my family or my friends need me, let that go. You know, obviously there is a certain level of consideration we want to take for others when we make decisions, but it should not come at the cost of our own happiness and our own success, group number one. You know, if you're holding yourself back because other people won't benefit from you moving forward, I want you to really think about the repercussions of that, you know, and what that means for you. Okay? Any attachments that are really keeping you in a place of stagnation, shed them. Get rid of them. Easier said than done, I know, but it's something that does need to happen. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. First of all, you don't need to wait for total security. You know, you might be in a position where you're thinking like, okay, I'm going to do this, but I have to have this amount of money saved up first. Or, you know, I need a new car, or like I need to secure this job. It's good that you're thinking ahead, but if you wait for the circumstances to be 100% favorable and stable, then you're not going to get out there. You know, there's always going to be something that comes up that causes you to hesitate moving forward. Likewise, I feel this is also encouraging you to don't expect yourself to be perfect. Okay? Don't expect to make it happen all right away. And for some of you, I feel like this is telling you like sell your house. If that feels right to you, okay, then that's a message for you. It might be a good time to sell your house. Okay, and what else can group number 1 do to reach this potential? Really? You're being stubborn, huh? Okay. Yeah. And then we have the 9 of Swords. So group number 1, look at whatever your worries are, your concerns. You know, it's important for us to acknowledge what we fear, because if we acknowledge it, then we can create the arsenal to combat it, you know? If we ignore it, then we don't have any way to handle it. We don't have any way to overcome it. And sometimes looking at our fears can really enlighten us as to deeper wounds that exist. And from that point on, we can begin the healing process. Myself, for instance, I was reflecting one time about my childhood, you know, and why I was like so cold toward my family, and why I loved my mother, but also I did feel resentment towards her. And that's when I realized that I held a lot of anger towards her, because my dad was a very difficult person, very emotionally distant, but abusive, and he created hell within our household. And my mom was very loving and compassionate, which I recognize now, but she was such a passive person that I felt like I had to take care of myself. You know, there was nobody else who could protect me. You know, my brother was busy in his own hell in 2 households. My mom was just trying to stay afloat. You know, she had 2 kids, and her husband was not facilitating a healthy home. And when I finally realized that I had that resentment, and I talked about it with my mom, like I cried it out. And now that feeling it's not as prevalent. I might even say that it's gone, you know. There's still a lot of trauma that I have to work through, but sitting there and thinking about my childhood and dwelling on what I remembered from that time also allowed me to understand something I hadn't until that point. Okay, and now we're just gonna get one of these affirmation cards. What affirmation do you have for group 1? What affirmation do you have for group 1? Don't even try to give me all those. Don't do it. Clarity. Look, it's an orange peel. Peeling itself to throw the peel into the garbage can. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Yeah, and so I feel like that reaffirms this Queen of Swords with the Ace of Swords, you know, and then working with this Nine of Swords. Before you move physically towards whatever potential this is, I think it is very important for you to do some mental work. You know, I mean, you can do it professionally, you can do it on your own, you can just meditate, you can find like DBT workbooks online, you can do shadow journaling. There are so many different ways to sift through our brain and our thoughts and perspectives. So, group number 1, I really hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please let me know how in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose this woman and the Cupid with the bird. So this is going to be your reading on your greatest potential. So, this card, she just looks so over it, you know? She does not look like she's having a good time. And this card is labeled as number 16, the Forgiver, with the affirmation, I forgive myself and others with compassion for our human frailties. And I'm going to leave it like this for the symbolism. And then we have Jade with Be the Bigger Person. We have Fuchsia with Confide. And we have card number 10 with the Warrior. So the book talks about this woman being very upset, disgruntled. And it talks about it in a romantic sense, that she's had a quarrel with her lover and that she'd originally had food enough for both of them on this tray, but that she has since decided she was going to be the only one who ate. And this Cupid is there to remind her that this relationship, even though she has had her feelings hurt, this relationship is something that she's strived for and is worth repairing. So, but I don't feel like this is romantic in any sense. I do feel like this is saying that you are going to be stepping into some very powerful positions, group number 2. A lot of which I think are going to be like focused around activism. You know, we see this warrior here, and we've got the bison skull, which in Native American culture represented the bison represented wisdom that was offered to the people. And it has like this diamond in the center of it, and then this snake wrapping around it. And so with this symbolism, you know, and this diamond being like in that third eye area, it's almost as if the pain that has come beforehand is like the fuel for change. There's been knowledge passed down, and this could be in relation to like an ethnic group. This could be in relation to religions or spiritual practices. This could be in relation to, you know, the LGBTQ plus community, maybe the impoverished community. This could also just be like on a personal level where maybe it doesn't deal with a broader community outside of yourself. Maybe this is the wisdom that you've gained because of the past traumas of your ancestors, you know, your bloodlines, whatever it is. I think it is giving you the ability to examine where the situation is at, how it got there, and how it needs to change. With this rainbow, okay, so this is so stupid. I'm thinking of that skit on SNL with Adam Driver, where it's Undercover Boss and it's Kylo Ren, and he gives the card to one of his employees, but like he's pretending to be Matt, the radar technician, and there's this card that's like, it's like after the rain comes the rainbow, and then it says, "Sorry I killed your son." So if that has any significance to you, it's one of my favorite SNL skits. But yeah, so we look at the rainbow as a time of peace. We look at the rainbow as a proclamation of better things to come. You know, biblically, the rainbow occurred after the Great Flood. You know, the pride flag is all the colors of the rainbow, you know, representing the variety of people who exist and have voices and values. And with the number 10 here, that makes me think of where was my thought process going? Oh well. That just makes me think of, like, in numerology, the number 10 often signifies a cycle being completed, you know, and moving on to something new. The warrior is somebody who is very capable, somebody who takes charge, somebody who is at the forefront. You know, this is going to be, you are taking a very active role in this healing and connecting the communities. Jade, be the bigger person. I think that definitely means that you're going to see that the situation can never be perfect. And there will be people who don't understand, and there will be people who continue behaving negatively, or who may not want to take accountability. And while you certainly are not going to stand by with any injustice occurring around you, I think you are going to understand that the focus needs to be on how you can build your community up, how you can raise their voices, and and on the people who aren't a part of that community who will be impacted, appreciating every step forward. So fuchsia, it's kind of interesting. It was talking about in the booklet about how fuchsia is, in some folklore, is considered to be a flower that you don't want to bring in within the home because it could bring bad luck. But it's also a flower that represents like emotional release. And to confide, I think that you are going to be a leader within some community, that others will confide in you, and that they will trust your judgment, and that they will look to you for direction sometimes. And it's interesting because both the warrior card and the forgiver card talk about taking action towards ourselves. The forgiver card talks about the woman going back home because before she can forgive her lover, she has to forgive herself. And the warrior card talks about being able to beat others means someone is strong, but being able to be ourselves means that we're mighty. So this process definitely is requiring you to overcome some personal behaviors or perspectives that may not be conducive to you moving forward. So I think that's beautiful. I think, whether this is just about you personally, not involving a larger community, this means that you are definitely going to be healing some generational traumas. On a larger scale, this means that there will be some people in this pile who go on to become very prominent activists. And this could be within the town, this could be within the county, the country, this could be globally. Yeah, this is my activist pile. Y'all are the leaders. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to use this deck to see if there's any more information that the universe wants to grant us about the situation before we get into the advice. So universe, do you have any more information about this situation? Oh, the High Priestess. Trust your intuition. But yeah, this to me clarifies being a person a noteworthy person in the situation. You know, people will come to you for answers. People will trust your judgment. And so it's going to be very important for you to remain level-headed. You know, it's a lot of times we can start off a cause with the best of intentions, and then the movement can get twisted. You know, we get power hungry, or we lose sight of the reason that we started. Or opposition can derail us. And so I think it's going to be very important for you to maybe have a check and balance. Someone that you can confide in. And to take time to de-escalate and de-stress. But yeah, you're definitely going to be somebody with a lot of wisdom and who people will turn to. Even if this is just about you, you know, we're talking about healing your generational trauma, you might find that people notice that difference in you. And come to you asking like, hey, group number 2, how did you do it? What's your secret? Some of you might become counselors. Okay, what other information do you want to reveal to us about group 2's highest potential? The Page of Wands. Whatever this is, you know, you're going to start this journey alone. It's going to be a project where you are the only participant at first. Whether because maybe people in your life don't feel that there's anything they need to heal, especially like if it's your family, you know. Healing is always a little bit easier when the people who have shared in that trauma heal as well. But the people, if this is like a self-healing journey, the others around you aren't going to be interested in starting it at first, you know. And if this is a larger movement, you know, of like activism, you're going to be alone in this for a little while. But what I also get from this card is leading by example, group number 2. You know, if you really believe in your cause and you're dedicated to it, the results will speak for themselves. And I think that there's an authenticity that you will exude. And I think you'll be enigmatic as time goes on, and you will draw in more people to that cause, whether it's more people into healing or whether it's your activism. Okay, any other information you want to give us? The Lovers. Okay. I do love that card. The Lovers, we can look at that in a lot of different contexts. So the Lovers, some of you might meet somebody significant through this process. You know, maybe it's healing yourself, brings in a positive romantic partner, or maybe it's you meet somebody romantically while you are engaging in your activism. The Lovers can also talk about fate. So this could indicate that, like, yes, you know, this is something that the universe has always been kind of nudging you towards. Well, I personally believe that there's not fate in this in the sense that we think of it. whereas like something has to happen, it's preordained. I mean, I think that we always have the ability to make choices for ourselves. But I do think sometimes that the universe, whether the universe is conscious or not, can also try to lead us in certain directions. The Lovers does also talk about having to make a choice, though. Appreciating the time that you have in a situation, understanding that you have to move forward in a way that someone else or something else may not be able to follow, because the Fool falls in love and spends quite a bit of time with his partner, but it gets to a point where he realizes like, hey, I didn't finish my spiritual journey. I want to continue that. And his partner says, I'm not interested in going on that path. And so they show each other respect and admiration and love and part ways. Yeah, okay, so I do kind of feel like for some of you, though, it's like you're going to meet somebody wonderful through this. I kind of hear this sentiment when I'm looking at this Lover's card about like, look what we made. Look at the difference we made. Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so what advice do you have for group number 2 to reach this potential? The 5 of Cups in reverse. And that's amazing because we just talked about potentially having to leave something behind here, but appreciating what we had. The 5 of Cups in reverse really mirrors that in. And it also signifies like, focus on what you have left. You know, if you have 5 cupcakes, you know, and 2 fall on the floor, you still have 3, you know, you're not out of cupcakes. There are still 3 perfectly good cupcakes. And so this might be time to just kind of like take inventory of what's ahead, you know, and put the past in the past. Some people might need to stop drinking or gambling. Okay. Oh. The Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Moon. A little bit more clarity on that one. Okay, can you clarify this Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Moon, please? Okay, Justice. So what I feel like is this is indicating be careful of shady offers. Don't invest in something unless you understand it clearly. This might be like for somebody who is looking for just self-improvement. being very discerning if you come across an advertisement or something for like a self-help coach, or like resources even like this. I obviously believe in tarot, but I do know that there are people out there who will take advantage of others. And also, like, not every tarot reader is going to fit every client, just like not every psychiatrist and psychologist is going to fit every client. There are different personalities, different techniques, different areas of expertise. So it's very important for you to do your research. And if this is like on a bigger scale, definitely be conscientious of who you align with. Any businesses that like want to sponsor you or be involved, do your research on them. And if anybody is like trying to promote you or your cause or like asking for money for promotion, do your research. Just very clearly do your research before you make decisions about who and what you're involving in your movement. It can be very exciting when we start gaining recognition for what we're doing, and sometimes we jump on the first offer that comes across us, and that isn't always the wisest decision. Any other advice? The 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, definitely. Yeah. So we talked about how you're going to be starting this alone, but that doesn't mean you're going to be alone the entire time. Okay? It's not that nobody else is interested. It's not that nobody else cares. It's just that sometimes it takes a while for others to gain the same momentum that you have. This could also be discussing like try to find a support system. For when you're stressed out, when you're confused, when you're feeling insecure, it can be important to have somebody that you can confide in. And just know that other people will follow your lead. They are coming, group number 2. And that's not meant like ominously, like they're coming. Everybody's got to start somewhere, Sometimes it just takes a while for other people to catch up. So we're going to get an affirmation statement for you. Okay? So what affirmation do we have for group number 2? Group number 2's affirmation. We're not taking all those. I'm sorry. Okay. Vitality. I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Hello. Everyone has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. What that signals to me, group number 2, is just hype yourself up, and remind yourself sometimes that like you have what it takes. And just keep moving forward, because even on the days when it feels like nothing is changing and nothing's making a difference, it is. It is changing. It is making a difference. It's just sometimes not as fast as we'd like it to. So group number 2, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please let me know how in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 3. you chose the card with the couple, and this is going to be your reading on what your greatest potential is. We're going to start with these pre-shuffled oracle cards, which will paint us a picture of that potential. Then we'll use tarot to identify any further information about the potential. Then use tarot to get advice on how to reach that potential, and then pull an affirmation card. So let's get started. Okay, so we have this couple here. And it's card number 7 with the Lovers. The affirmation being, I attract love, abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. We have black tourmaline with protect your energy. We have sea holly with travel. And we have card number, I think this is 56, with the gem. So this was really the spread, particularly this card, that is the reason why I clarified in the video, like this doesn't have to be like your ultimate potential, like throughout all of your life, because I'm not going to sit here and be like the kicker for the Chiefs and talk about how just we aren't fulfilled until we're married and pregnant. But for some people, you know, finding a romantic partner is a very strong desire and goal of theirs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hello, I have a lot of like really significant Libra placements, i.e., I got a Venus in Libra. So, you know, that's one of my desires, and I am trying to work through insecurities about not being able to find a partner or not having worth without a partner. The desire for a partner in and of itself, though, isn't wrong. And I think for a lot of you, this is an indication that you will find a partnership. You know, we have this couple here who, it says they've left a ceremony, they've left a party, and it's a fated encounter. And honestly, it kind of looks like he kind of looks like he's giving her a little side eye. But this also does seem kind of protective, you know, like maybe there's just this big gust of wind and he's making sure that what's it called? Her dignity, you know, remains intact. Or making sure that she doesn't fall. And I feel like maybe for those of you who have this desire, this strong desire to have a romantic partner, maybe you have had negative experiences in the past. Maybe you have been involved in relationships that were very toxic. You know, with people who are very toxic, and that might make you hesitant to try again. Understandable. But this layout is indicating that you will meet somebody who is a healthy counterpart to you. And that you are learning to discern about the type of people around you, you know, and, ooh, is this person good for my energy? Or are they good for my mental health? Or is this somebody that I should block, that I should not associate with? We have the gem here, which obviously if we're talking about romantic relationships, can signify commitment. But I feel like this also can signify just feeling really appreciated and valued in a relationship, you know, being with somebody who reinforces the idea that you are attractive and desirable, and somebody whose company is enjoyed. Because we can be the most secure in ourselves when we first enter a connection, but if we maintain relationships with people who are either neglecting us, neglecting to compliment us sometimes, you know, or give us praises, or provide loving affirmations to us, or if we're with somebody who is constantly negative towards us, it can cause us to reevaluate ourselves and change our perspective from a positive, healthy one to a negative, unhealthy one. You know, so I feel like definitely this is going to be an indication that if this is a romantic relationship we're talking about, that someone is going to treat you like a jewel. I think this also talks about being found in unexpected places, you know, because we kind of have like this bramble or whatever here with this beautiful jewel. Just kind of like you were walking through a field and stumbled upon it in an unexpected place. This card actually does talk about how jewels are found in unexpected places, you know, because they're in the ground. You know, you're not really expecting, like, they're not as noticeable when they're already surrounded by lavish, like, other lavish things. And then we have sea holly, which is travel. This could indicate that if this is a romantic relationship coming into your life, that there will be travel in order to meet them. And what's really funny is it was talking about how in some cultures they used to chew on the roots of the sea holly to freshen their breath, which is why they called it like the kissing confit, I think. I don't remember. Now, this doesn't have to be exclusively about a romantic relationship. This can talk about your greatest potential, just kind of feeling good about yourself, feeling attractive, taking care of yourself, surrounding yourself with things that you enjoy. You know, you might end up living a more lavish lifestyle. Or you might even just like save up for the things that make you feel good. You know, maybe if you walk into your home and it just feels like cluttered and it doesn't really represent who you are, you might go and gut everything out, you know, and be more conscientious of how you're decorating so that when you walk in the door, you feel like, hey, this is an extension of myself. You might be able to go on more trips. Maybe you tour around the country, or maybe you go across this, you know, overseas. You might be able to afford more expensive treatments, like maybe you do spa treatments. Maybe you go on retreats. But this could also just be indicating, for those of you who don't resonate with acquiring a romantic relationship, just being able to live a life that you consider luxurious. You probably have a lot of Taurus energy or a lot of Libra energy in that case. So we are going to get a little more information about the situation before we get some advice on how to achieve this potential. And maybe like, okay, so maybe with this black tourmaline, for those of you where this is like maybe just more of a comfortable, lavish lifestyle, maybe people have always just kind of like torn you down, and you're finally able to block the energy. Where you're like, no, I don't give a shit about anybody's opinion of me. Like, I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. And I feel good about myself. Okay, so what other information can you reveal to us about Group 3's greatest potential? The 3 of Cups in reverse. Huh. Okay. Let's get a little bit more information. Bro, I said a little bit more. We've got the 9 of Cups. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like this change, whether it's just, you know, gaining more of a lavish lifestyle, or it's about meeting a long-term partner, it's going to occur at a time when you really aren't being very social, you know, and you're just kind of like chilling by yourself. This could also mean that, like, for those of you where this might mean a romantic relationship, that it's not going to come from within your circle. But then there's, like, we've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. And I think that is a beautiful pair, okay? Because regardless of your sexual orientation, these are kind of like the perfect representations of traditional gender norms, okay? Which I don't abide by, and you know, I respect people who do abide by them, but like, you don't have to fit into this box. But anyway, you know, the King of Pentacles is kind of the ideal masculine energy. You know, he's the provider, whereas the Queen of Cups is the ideal feminine energy. She is the nurturer. And so if this is encompassing a romantic relationship, whichever one you identify with most, the provider or the nurturer, you know, you're going to find your counterpart. If you're the provider, you're going to find your nurturer. If you're the nurturer, you're going to find your provider. And we've got the 9 of Swords here with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, that just indicates that, for one, this could occur at a time when you feel like it's never going to happen. Oh, also, okay, I'm going to backtrack for a second. If this is just about your lifestyle changing, this could indicate that you develop this balance within yourself. And then with the 9 of Swords, with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, this could occur at a time when you are feeling anxious, you know, like you're never going to have that security, whether it's financial security, you know, to be able to live more comfortably, or whether it's that relationship security. So this is going to come through quite unexpectedly for you, group number 3. So let's get some advice on what you can do to achieve this level of potential. The 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. Release those emotions, okay? You might feel as if you have to abandon any desire for this path, for this outcome, and the universe is saying no. No, you do not. You are allowed to want this, and you are allowed to believe that you can have this. Don't deny yourself that. Don't lock that need and that desire away. The Knight of Swords. Now we can look at this as affirmations, because swords are all about thought and communication. So it may be important for you to just, if you feel yourself having a negative frame of mind, trying to reroute that. It can also be about just, maybe envisioning your ideal outcome, whether it's just in your mind or you create a vision board. It can just be even telling the universe, I am drawing in a healthy relationship. I am drawing in financial security and a comfortable lifestyle. I feel like I'm missing something here, though. Can I get a little bit more clarity on the Knight of Swords? Got the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. I'm not really missing anything. The Six of Swords with the Ten of Cups in reverse. That just is a reaffirmation that think positively. Acknowledge that you will overcome any dissatisfaction that you have, and that you will build a lifestyle that feels complete to you. Any further advice for group number 3? It's gotta be at least something. Oh, the Three of Wands. Definitely. The Three of Wands means make it happen, group 3. The Three of Wands is about planning, and it's about putting that plan into action. It's about expansion. Happiness doesn't just happen to people. And we'd be very hard-pressed to get the things that we want by being passive about them. So this could indicate, for those of you that are looking for a partner, this could indicate actively dating, but I don't necessarily feel that's the case. By and large, I just kind of get the idea of build your empire, build the life that you want for yourself. Achieve the things that you dream of, and that will attract somebody. Likewise, if you are trying to secure a more lavish or comfortable lifestyle, how can you do that? Can you network with people? Do you need to update your resume? Are there side hustles you can work on? Do you have anything that you need to sell? What's your idea of a comfortable life? Or what makes you feel good? Is it okay, I don't really care about my house, but I really like to travel. Although I do feel like this applies to just every facet of your life, you know? Like you're gonna wear the clothes that make you feel good. You're gonna live in a house that makes you feel good. You're gonna engage in activities that make you feel good. You're gonna surround yourself with people who make you feel good. And it's not like in a conceited way, you know? It's just like realizing I don't have any time in my life to waste on things that don't make me feel good. You know, I love my job. I love my friends. I love my residents. Yeah. So we're going to get an affirmation card to close the reading out. All right. Universe, what affirmation can we give to group 3 today? We've got 2. We've got gentleness. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align with the gentlest part of myself and I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its little trunk around my shoulders, and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans the clouds look like. And then playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins put sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. So yeah, I mean, you might be in kind of a funk or in a very serious mind frame, and the universe is just kind of saying, like, let that go. Have fun with life, okay? And be gentle towards yourself. If you've been using like harsh language or you've been criticizing yourself, it's time to stop that, okay? And give yourself some grace, all right? So group number 3, I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please let me know how in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.